everyone, my name is MJ Vilches and welcome to my animation workflow for the Journey to Awesomeness 004. So in this part, I will be doing some grease pencil workflow, another doodle shot for the KoFi intro, which also explains a lot about what I'm doing or what the Journey to Awesomeness is, which I showed in the previous parts. So I'm not going to be showing the progress for the video on this part because I want to get started right away on the creation process. And yeah, as I said, I'm going to be doing a doodle shot, and doodle shots tend to become tedious depending on how I plan to do it. But for this shot, I'm aiming to do this part of the
Giving it a
KoFi intro.
leaving it a like, sharing it, and subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions in all parts of the internet. A doodle fuel is formed.
So yeah, I'm doing that shot, and if it's not clear what the storyboard look like, the animatics look like, it's actually just the YouTube view page interface, but more like just this spot right here, but also just this like buttons and the share button and the subscribe button, and also the notification bell button, which usually which is usually on the beside the subscribe button, unless something changed that I didn't know because I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately. Let's check it, shall we? Let's go to the blender. This one I'm not really gonna watch. I'm just gonna check. Probably gonna unsubscribe. Right? Yeah, it's right here. I'm gonna unsubscribe right away to ask NK, but yeah, I'm just gonna stay subscribed for now.
This is not a computer game. This is a
Oh no, we don't want that ad playing on a live stream. So yeah, I probably need to get a screenshot of this one instead. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the stream. So did that stop the stream? Hopefully it didn't. So anyway, I'm gonna try that. I just took a screenshot of that. I'm gonna try control. No, it can't be pasted to Blender. So I just took a screenshot of the like, share, subscribe button. I'm gonna delete this because now we have a new one. Control S. And then I'm gonna save the screenshot right here. Let's just refresh this. We're gonna be doing this subscribe part. So I'm gonna go cursor selection, cursor to offset, Shift S, cursor to world origin. Let's put that in the middle. And I just need this guys as reference. And that's what we're going to do. That's all that I'm going to do. So I'm going to select stroke. So what I did for for setting up the project is I just took the the project, the blender file from the previous doodle shot, saved a copy of it, and then save a copy with a different name on it, shot it, and then just deleted all of the keyframes. So I'm going to delete some layers here. As you can see, there are some layers here that I used from the previous one. I'm just going to use this, call this line. It's going to be the line layer. And we're going to start drawing, working on the doodle shot. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions you have about the things that I do, if you want. Even though it's not related in the video, as long as it's something that I did in the past and you want to clarify something, I'm going to try to answer the question right here. So I can't see it because it may be behind this empty. I can't see it because I used the fill tool. Okay, never mind then. I'm gonna delete the keyframe for all of that because we are going to start a new one. So yeah, I still can't see it. It's too big to the radius. Shouldn't be that thick. I'm also going to reduce the opacity of our image here, just so we can see our stroke as we draw it. So I'm just gonna outline this right here. I'm also going to turn off, probably reduce smooth to 1, and then turn off the noise modifier for now, because I added the noise modifier and the smooth modifier for the strokes. So just something like this. And I think I only need to like copy this, Shift D, and rotate it 180 degrees for the dislike button. So I'm just gonna put that there, and then the share button right here. So like this. So I'm gonna be bringing them closer later. So for the subscribe, yeah, I'm probably going to write subscribe first. Let's increase the thickness by about 30, the radius of the stroke. It's probably best to use. Now I'm just gonna do this so that it's, you know, really feels like a doodle. I'm not gonna be using like a text object for this, or a text tool. So the subscribed, when it turns to a subscribe button, the bell comes out. But let's start with that for now. I'm going to bring these guys closer. Probably also include the word share here. But I might also remove it depending on how it looks. So there's going to be a bit of an animation for this shot, especially the animation of the mouse or the cursor. So I'm gonna bring them closer now. GX. I'm also gonna put the subscribe button right here. I might need to also include the line here. So I'm gonna go draw, get this. First click and then shift. Like that, probably. Or actually I need it smaller. Somewhere right there. Tab into edit mode and just grab that. And now let's add some fill. So I'm gonna go to the layers, fill. I'm just gonna fill it up with what we have here. Fill this up with white. Excuse me. And then also gonna grab a rectangle. I'm gonna get this red material here and put it over our subscribe. I think the smooth is gonna do something about it. I'm gonna try turning off smooth for this one. And No, there's one thing I want to do. Oh, bends like that. Okay, there's something I want to do. I'm gonna Control L this, delete that fill. Better lock the line for now. And let's see. As you can see on our reference, the box is, you know, it has a curved edge. And that's when we're gonna try and find out how to do here in Blender. How do we make a box easily, giving it an edged like angles. I mean curved angles right here. I don't think there's a way to do that, but maybe there is, and I just don't know how to do it or where it is. Just, you know, adding a curve here. I mean, can I do something like this? Probably, nah. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna first draw a line. Actually, I'll need this as a reference. I'm gonna get this, and I'm actually going to need to get maybe just this for the line, something like that. And as for the curve, I'm just gonna use a curve tool like that. Same on the other side. And it would just be an easy task after this, unless, you know, I can't select the right strokes. I think I did, so I'm gonna Control L. Let's make sure first. Shift D, S, Z, -1. I'm just gonna move it right here. And then lines on each of the side. And that should give us the subscribe button outline, which we won't be using. We're gonna be we're just gonna use this to be able to fill a curved, like to have like that curved box thing. So I'm gonna Control L, delete this one, and then I'm going to go to fill and do this red one again. I also need to make to have a white line, because I actually need to change the text here to a white line text. Assign that this one as well. Assign, and I'm also going to assign all of our fill here. Not all, but just this part right here. I'm gonna assign. I actually need to go to material. I think that's good already. I'm gonna go hexadecimal. Control C on that one. And I'm gonna copy the color of the outline here. And that should give us our subscribe button. So we have the like, share, subscribe button. I might have to copy the intensity of the white line from the doodle color right here. So I'm just gonna copy the hexadecimal and paste it on the hexadecimal of the stroke color here. And that should be great. I might need to change this to white line as well. No, just the lines, not the fill layer. I need to lock the fill. Only the lines here. White line. Gonna assign that. And we have this. So next will be the cursor. Looks like I also need to set this as white line. So there we go. That's looking nice. I will need to scale this down, or maybe it wouldn't hurt to delete the outlines for all of this guys right here. Something like that. There we go. I think that looks nice. I'm probably gonna leave the share button like that. Just like a dislike button. And I think we're good here. Now it's time to animate the cursor. And I actually need to scale this up. I want to start right here in the like. Just put that right in the middle. And then let's lock all of this. I'm gonna add another layer for the cursor. So this is our subscribe. Looks like our lines became too thin because of us scaling this. I'm just gonna Control Z. Not gonna scale it. And then I'm also gonna lock the fill again. And I'm gonna increase the thickness of the text lines. And this one as well. So there we go. Now I'm gonna go move this camera towards the like button. And I'm just gonna move the camera instead. So we have the like button right here. Now I'll need to make the cursor. So I'm gonna lock the line so I don't touch it anymore. I'm gonna go to cursor. And we are going to try and draw this mouse right here, which should be easy. I just need to go to draw mode and just roughly do something like probably like that. A line straight down like this, like that. Just some lines here and there for the cursor, so it's a big cursor, but we can always rescale it later. So it's barely visible because of our background here. Let's change that to something darker. And I'm gonna go to that material again. And there we go. We have our mouse, our cursor. Just gonna adjust some of the strokes here so that it doesn't doesn't extend too much outside there. And there we go. We have our cursor. I'm probably gonna make the stroke of this gonna make the stroke black for these guys. I guess I'm just gonna select this for now. I'm gonna go to solid stroke. Make the outline of this cursor black. Guess I'm gonna select all of the fill here, Control I, and do that. And also add some thickness, and also delete some parts right here. And drag it back. I'm also going to need to drag this white fill upwards here. So Control L, Control I, Alt S, Alt S, and now we can do some animations for our cursor. So the cursor will start from the bottom. I'm gonna be using some interpolations for this. So
Giving it a like.
So and that
Giving
part,
it a like. Giving it a like.
in this part, it clicks.
Giving it a.
So at that point, it's already pointing to the like button. So yeah, speaking of like button, if you like what you're seeing here in the video, give the video a like, or the live stream a like. Hey there, Mbuddy. Well, hello, and hopefully the stream's not too boring right now. But yeah,
Giving it a like. Giving it a like.
so when it clicks, the cursor will go small towards the center here. So I'm just gonna put the cursor here, set the pivot point to the 3D cursor, and then I'm just gonna scale it down a bit, and then it goes back to its original size right away.
Like.
Maybe just 2 frames, and then it goes back to its original
Giving
size.
it a like. Giving it a like.
Or maybe a bit more
Giving it
frames.
a like.
Yeah. How many frames was that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames, and then it goes back to.
Giving it a like. Giving it.
And we are going to interpolate the rest. So I'm gonna go into interpolate sequence. That should
Giving it a like. Giving it a like.
animate.
Giving it a like.
Like add, Blender will automatically add breakdowns or in betweens here.
Giving it a like. Giving it a like.
And looks like our cursor is too big. Going to have to redo the whole thing, because we want our cursor to not be that big. So I'm gonna go to median point. Okay, let's do some tests first. I'm gonna put it right on the like button and hover over it. So we need to clearly see the cursor on the screen here, which we are. So it's right there. Need to bring it back down again. Just a little bit off screen right there.
Giving it a.
So giving it in the it's hovering over the like button. And then click. Maybe 2 frames. Then the clicking happens, which, cursor just going smaller. And 1, 2, 3, 4 goes back to normal.
Giving it a like. Giving it a like. Giving it a like. Giving it a like.
So the like button, how does liking on YouTube works? I'm actually opening YouTube on the other screen right now. I'm going to try and like video. Oh, it turns to blue. So we're going to have to turn this like button to blue.
Giving it a like.
Once
Giving it a
it's
like.
clicked, it turns into blue. But we're gonna first animate the cursor.
Giving it a like.
So
The like.
and then it starts moving at this point.
Like. Sharing. Like.
So it starts moving right.
Giving it a like.
Share.
Giving it a like. Share.
So maybe at frame 31, it goes to the share button. So I'm also going to turn the share button to blue. Yeah, normally the share button, when you click it, it shows like a small window where you can pick whichever site you want to share the video. So let's add that sequence that
Giving it a like.
breakdowns again.
Giving it a like. Share it.
And I'm also gonna add the breakdowns right here.
Like. Sharing it. Giving it a like. Sharing it. Giving it a like. Sharing it. Giving it a like. Sharing. Giving it a like. Sharing it.
So also a click right here. 1, 2. Just scale down a bit, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And then
sharing it. Sharing it.
So I'm gonna animate the mouse for a bit.
Sharing it.
For now.
Giving it a like. Sharing it. Giving it a like. Sharing it.
And then it goes down.
Sharing it.
And then it starts going down.
And it and so
goes down here and clicks
it and subscribe.
Also gonna add the sequence right here, the breakdowns.
It and subscribe.
1, 2. Clicks. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna grab this on the initial frame again.
Subscribing and
Subscribing and starts. At this point, I'm gonna stop animating the mouse because once it clicks subscribe, it turns into a subscribed button and the bell icon comes out, which we'll need to click. So first, I'm going to animate the fill. Next, I'm gonna animate the fill.
Giving it a like,
because the fill needs to actually the fill in the line. I'm gonna lock the cursor for now. Now we're going to need a blue material for this, so I'm gonna be preparing that. I think I'm gonna use this sweat and tears. So from the like I said, from the previous blend file. I'm just gonna make the blue more saturated. So, and then I'm gonna copy this, the hexadecimal value, and I'm gonna paste it on the line so that they both match. And I can probably do something like this. Let's
giving it a like.
Once it clicks. So I'm going to add a keyframe for all of them. Right here, following the click. And then once it's clicked, I'm going to select just only this like button. I'm gonna assign the blue. No, not. I'm gonna start with the line. I'm gonna lock the fill first. Oh, it looks like our I forgot. Our our like button doesn't have a line or an outline. I deleted it. I just remembered. So we're going to need to select the material one. The fill one, and turn that to blue. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it doesn't work that. Maybe because I need. Yeah, if we go back here, see it's white. Maybe because I need to add a keyframe first before assigning that. So I'm gonna add the keyframe by moving this a bit. We're kind of moving it, but canceling. That automatically adds the keyframe. And I'm gonna assign this to blue, and that should work now.
Giving it a like. Giving it a like. Giving it a like. A like. Giving it a like. Like.
So yeah, very easy. I'm gonna do the same thing for here. Make sure that we add a keyframe and also a keyframe for that one when it clicks. And then I'm going to actually lock the line for now. We're gonna start with the fill. Assign that sweat fill. And now we're going to unlock line, lock the fill, and we're going to assign the line, the stroke material. So now if we watch this,
giving it a like, sharing it,
you'll see that it is nicely animated.
Giving it a like, sharing it, and subscribe.
So yeah, this one once this is clicked, this part right here, let's unlock all of that. Once it's clicked, the box turns into a gray, like you can see there, dark, like a light gray color. I mean, if you look at our reference right here, it turns into, you know, that color right there, which I'll roughly follow by just manually changing the color. And the word also becomes subscribed. Looks like we had a bit of a snag here because the subscribe is too big.
Like, sharing it, and subscribe.
Ah, well. We're bound to make some kind of mistakes. So I'm gonna select the box first. Only the box. Control L on all of that. And all of the other stuff that's part of it. I'm gonna S. Make this, you know, bigger. I mean, wider. So that we can include the D here. And then I'm gonna go to the materials. Let's see what we can use. Maybe this black. Maybe the bloodline color. I'm gonna change this to a grayish color. So first I'm gonna set the RGB to 1. Just bring it down some, so we get that color right here. Or I can just do this and grab this color right here. I'm gonna do the same thing for the fill here. Just do that. Oh, I actually cannot do that because I used that for the red material. I'm gonna need to do this on a new material, I guess. Or maybe just, you know, it's this one right here. I'm gonna make this solid. And I'm gonna change the doodle fuel to a stroke. I'm not gonna bother renaming anything. So yeah, anyways, let's do this. I'm gonna start with the fill. Control L. Grab the doodle fill. Assign that. That should, yep, that should change stuff.
And subscribe.
Subscribe turns to that. And becomes subscribe. I need to also do the same thing for the lines. Not all of the lines. Assign the stroke one, or not including the subscribe word. Assign that again, and that should, yeah, turn our line, all of our line here too. And it looks like the line is, I might have to delete the lines for the subscribe button. Yeah, I'm gonna lock the fill for now. And delete the lines here. Looks like yeah, the lines are on the fill layer. Gonna control L, control I. Deselect the others here. I'm gonna delete this. Make sure that I selected this one. Those lines will be back for this. I think it's fine for the red one.
Giving it a like, sharing it, and subscribing. Sharing it, and subscribe. And subscribe.
Yeah, okay. I think we're good there. Just need to add the letter D for this subscribed. So it's gonna be in the line. I'm gonna go draw mode, change into a white line material, and add letter D. Okay. Need to select the pen tool, not the fill tool. Just gonna write letter D here and change its thickness. There we go. Maybe a little bit more. And I'm probably gonna move the word. so that it's nice and centered here.
And subscribing and subscribe.
And I also need to draw the bell button. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I can even just do this. But I gotta increase the thickness to about 100 maybe. 100. Too much. Maybe 80. Make sure that this is a line. Yeah, maybe it's best to just draw it. Change this to about maybe 50 will do. 80s to maybe 70. So I'm just gonna draw the bell button here. It's gonna look more doodly. You know, look more like a doodle when it's drawn rather than using the lines. So I'm just gonna move this bell icon, set the pivot point to median point for now. Do this. And then Alt S. So I forgot what the bell icon looks like when you click it. After clicking it, I forgot how it looks like. I should have some people unsubscribe to here that I turned on the notification bell button. So once you press the bell button, oh yeah, there's like this, something like this on the sides. When you pressed it, you can, you know, give it a try in this live stream, in the video. Kind of like, it's like manipulating you guys to subscribe and hit the notification bell button. But anyway,
subscribing.
Now that we have the notification bell button, I can continue animating the cursor so that it's, you know, it's clicking the bell button.
Subscribing and subscribing and subscribing.
So it starts moving. At this point,
subscribing and subscribing and fall.
So I'm gonna move it to the notification bell button.
Subscribing and fall. Subscribing and fall.
So at this part,
subscribing and fall,
and the following, it clicks. So let's make the cursor click. Shift S. Period 3D cursor. I'm gonna make this smaller a bit, and 4 frames before it comes back to its original size. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna shift E.
Subscribing and following, and following, subscribing and follow.
So I'm going to need
subscribing and
maybe when I start saying the F.
Subscribing.
And then let's sequence this again. Make sure we select cursor layer before pressing sequence for it to work.
Subscribing and following, subscribing and follow.
Okay.
And following.
So I'm gonna add the keyframe for the cursor here, and it will start to move.
Subscribing and following, dude.
To just to the side here. And sequence that as well.
Subscribing and following Doodle Notes Production. Following Doodle Notes Productions and subscribing and following.
It needs to be faster, so let's remove breakdowns for that part and just bring this closer. Sequence again.
Following Doodle Notes Production. Subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions in all parts.
So when it clicks, the notification bell button changes into that enabled state. So I think I drew the notification bell button in the fill layer. I actually did it on the line. Good. So when it clicks, I'm going to add a keyframe by just moving it like that. I'm gonna go to draw mode and draw those, you know, the bell like being ringed. And a cling.
Subscribing and following Doodle Notes production.
There we go.
Leaving it a like, share.
Now I also have a visual for, you know, I can like add this in the streams and as a every time I ask you guys
Leaving
to you know, like the video and subscribe and click the bell button. I now have this visual too, which I'll be using on future videos as well.
Leaving it a like, share it.
So now it's time to animate the camera. So I'm gonna add a key. I'm gonna go to the. I'm probably gonna add an animation workspace here. I don't need this anymore. Let's delete that. And let's animate the camera. So I'm gonna add a keyframe, location, rotation, and scale. And gonna auto key this.
Leaving it a like, share it.
So it goes to the sharing. The share word here.
Leaving it a like.
Oh, not yet. It won't be moving yet. So let's make sure that
Leaving it a like.
probably.
Leaving it a like, sharing it. Leaving it a like, sharing it. Leaving it a like, sharing it. Leaving it a like, sharing it.
So it stays here for a while. So I'm gonna copy this keyframe and I'm gonna go.
Sharing it and
I'm gonna move back a bit. Make sure it's in the middle.
sharing it and subscribing and a like, sharing it and subscribe.
So yeah,
Leaving it a like,
looking nice.
sharing it.
Actually, really like it.
Leaving it a like, sharing it and subscribe.
So I'm gonna add the keyframe here so that it
Subscribe.
stays there for a while and then moves to show the notification bell
And
button.
subscribing and subscribing and following Doodle.
Probably do it like this.
Subscribing and following Doodle it and subscribing and following Doodle it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes production it and subscribing and following Doodle it and subscribing and following Doodle.
So it's
Leaving it a like, sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle.
and then the camera should start, you know,
Subscribing and following Doodle Notes.
zooming out. So I'm gonna start zooming out the camera. Make sure that it's in the middle. Probably gonna Alt G and then just zoom out.
Following Doodle Notes production, sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes.
Because it will zoom out and this it will also become small.
Like, sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes.
So for the transition here, when all of the like social media icons come out, this part, I'm not gonna be showing it on the stream. I'm probably gonna stop the stream for now. I'm gonna stop the stream soon. But the last thing I wanna do is for this whole thing to, you know, disappear.
Subscribing and following Doodle Notes.
Because when the camera pans zooms out like that, it should start disappearing.
Sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes production.
So right here, probably gonna go back to 2D animation for this.
Sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes.
So once it zooms out, it will, all of these guys will also start disappearing. And the way I want it to be to disappear is like this. I'm gonna add a keyframe first, and I'm gonna like select this middle part right here. Make sure proportional editing is on and uncheck connected only. And I'm just gonna actually need to Shift S cursor to select it on this one. So that 3D cursor is right there. And I'm just gonna rotate and I'm gonna increase the influence. I'm lagging like crazy right now. What is happening? So yeah, I'm just gonna rotate it like this when it disappears. All of them, and then scale it down. And so that there's not a distracting background here. Let's get rid of that for now. So I'm gonna have to do that again. Shift S, cursor to selected right here. Rotate this like that and scale it down. Probably until it's gone. Until all of it is gone. S0. And then I'm just gonna sequence this and let's see how it looks.
Following Doodle Notes Productions.
It doesn't look great, so we're going to have to add a few more keyframes here. So, or maybe we can just animate it properly. 1, 2. Maybe let's animate in 2s for this. 1, 2. It starts rotating and scaling down. 1, 2. Rotating again. Scale down. 1, 2. Scale down. Rotate. 1, 2. Scale down. Rotate. Let's see how.
Following Doodle Notes Productions and Doodle Notes and following Doodle.
Yeah, I'm gonna move this closer.
Following Doodle Notes Production.
Even closer.
Doodle Notes Production. Doodle Notes. Doodle Notes. Following Doodle Notes Productions.
So there, as you can see, it looks nice. Let's do 1, 2. Let's do more though. Rotate more. Scale it down. 1, 2. Rotate more. Scale down until everything is gone. So S0 at this point.
Doodle Notes Production.
So I'm gonna sequence this now to add a breakdown. I need to select everything before pressing sequence so that everything has the breakdown, like all of the strokes and the fills here. Select everything, sequence. I'm selecting everything by pressing A. If you're wondering, sequence, and last but not least, sequence.
Doodle Notes Productions and following Doodle Notes Productions in all parts of the internet.
As you can see, it looks nice. Let's preview that again.
Leaving it a like, sharing it, and subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions in all parts.
And then the rest of the icon will pop, like the social media icons, like what's shown
Parts
right here.
and following Doodle Notes Productions in all parts.
So yeah, this all of the icons, like a Facebook icon, and it's gonna be in a doodle form, so we don't violate some kind of branding laws and stuff.
Leaving it a like, sharing it, and subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions and leaving it a like, sharing it, and subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions and sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions. Sharing it and subscribing and following Doodle Notes Productions and all and following Doodle Notes Productions and all subscribing and following Doodle Notes.
So yeah, I think that's all for this stream.
Leaving it a like.
And this is probably the last, like, my journey to awesomeness animation workflow video. The rest I'm just gonna be working on for the rest of the week, and I think by the end of this week, by Saturday, I'd be able to publish this video and share it to you guys, the final product of all that we worked on here. It's gonna be uploaded on the main channel and probably here in the second channel as well. But yeah, I think that's all for now. Thanks to all of you who watched this, both in during the live stream and also after the live stream, later when this is published as like a normal video. Yeah, thank you to Mbuddy to always attending the live stream. You're probably just listening or listening to this in the background, but I think you're probably getting some stuff from things that I do, and probably gonna be making some stuff soon, which you'll be sharing in the Discord, and I'm gonna be expecting that, so work on those things, man. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I also want to thank my KoFi givers, the ones who's given once and those who keeps giving continually, to Magnolia Weathershield, Erick Madrigal, Munie, Tristan Wintle, GulliermoGage, and Mbuddy. Thank you so much for the support. And yeah, if you want to support me, go to the KoFi. Go to my KoFi page. I think that this KoFi intro will attract more people to give support to the journey, but hopefully that happens. Kind of not that confident on that area, but if you want to support me, just go to co-fi.com/doodlenose productions, and yeah, follow Doodle Nose Productions in all parts of the internet to give me a doodle fuel. Support me in KoFi to give me a golden doodle fuel. And yeah, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. My name is MJ Vilches, and yeah, I'm going to finish this and be awesome, I guess.